Hi, I'm Radical Coder. This is Umbreon. And real quick, before we dive in, if you want to make sure this little dude stays fed and warm, drop a like, hit subscribe, and let me know in the comments what I got right, what I got wrong, or what you want to argue about. Let's go. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Here is Just Pearly Things, What's in It for Men, 2025 documentary, official trailer.
So there's this clip going viral online of a dozen women being asked the following question: do we need men? Most answered very quickly, no.
Because men are useless.
How dare they say that? I'm not useless. I'm not useless. I am very useful. Show me how useful I am by liking the stream. Okay. Yeah, she just got remonetized. Oh, was she using the word cunt too much? Wonder if that's what happened. I'm not useless. Okay. Shut up, ladies.
This headline from The Hill, it caught my eye. Most young men are single. Most young women are not.
Young men have fallen faster than any demographic.
Wait, how does that actually work? Where's that Hill? I got to read this. Hang on, I got to see this Hill article. Most young men are single. Most young women are not. Is it because they're dating older guys? What? How? I actually don't. They stand at the. Let's see. More than 60% of young men are single. Nearly twice the rate of unattached. Okay, unattached young women. Unattached doesn't mean not single. It doesn't mean they're not. Or they're like in a relationship. Millionaire women saying men are useless. I mean, look, I'm not saying it's not cringe. Don't get me wrong. Okay.
Young men have fallen faster than any demographic in America over the last 40 years.
It's a different world now. Like, we don't need men the way that they used to.
That's just true. crazy still. I mean, she's just right about that. Like, women don't depend on men in the same way they used to, right? Like, because women can go off and work and they don't have, like, they can make money on their own. So they expect more from men than just a paycheck, right? That's just true.
Needs men.
The
Nobody
future
needs men.
is female.
Men and women are drifting further apart and society is crumbling.
This is super true. And it's super scary and it's a big problem. Okay. Well, not the marriage decline. I mean, I don't care as much about the marriage decline headline, but like the fact that young men and young women are like increasingly divided, especially politically, is very concerning and very much a real phenomenon. We got BB Umbreons in chat. Thank you, Allie Cattails. Appreciate it. Yeah, check out that baby Umbreon emote. It's so cute. Super, super cute emote. You can't see it on the screen because I still haven't. I guess I could probably like. If I open up the stream chat on YouTube and put in like that the pop-out chat, actually I should just take a moment to do this real quick. Thank you, Allie. So true. Pop-out chat. Can I share multiple tabs in StreamYard? I don't even know. Oh no, I can't share both. Okay, never mind. That's all good. We'll get it working later. But yeah, like the stream for Umbry. He's sleeping right now. He's a sleepy boy. But if we reach our goal, I will wake him up for treats. But until then, he's gonna rest. And Ryan, yeah, like the stream for me, of course, too. All right, let's keep going.
Because of it.
A fascinating
It's a very, very dystopian. The hooks. I mean, it just keeps going. Okay, there's like the first 40 seconds. It's all like this.
debate has broken out about the value of marriage.
You've kind of got the
Benny.
trad con versus red pill thing.
This men's rights crowd that sometimes just goes too far the other way.
You need to stop.
I can't even tell, like, some of the Steven Crowder bits. I can't tell like which side of it he's coming down on. Like, he just said it goes too far the other way. Like, yeah, that's kind of just true. Or is he mocking it? I'm not even sure.
Acting like grown boys.
Rights crowd that sometimes just goes too far the other way.
You need to stop acting like grown boys and infants and actually become men.
Marriage is a bond, and it's a sacred bond.
It's a machine designed to extract resources from you.
Now many of the
Marriage is a machine designed to extract resources from you, men. Stay away from those scary, mean women. They're extracting resources from you.
red-pilled have taken the position that it's bad for men to get married.
Hannah Pearl
Pilled have taken the position that it's bad.
Like I can't like there she's feeding like both sides of I don't know if it's nuance or if it's just all supposed, you know, I can't tell if she's like being nuanced with it. I kind of doubt it. I don't expect very much nuance from Pearl, but
bad for men to get married.
Hannah Pearl Davis, or just Pearly Things.
One of the most controversial faces in all of the internet.
She goes on to say that marriage is a terrible deal for men.
Because if me and you were in a business contract, you would never sign a contract where I am paid to leave.
Gee, what could go?
I keep hearing a lot about this. I'm probably not like the most well read on all the marriage court stuff, and you know I haven't been divorced, so I can't really speak to like what like the results of divorce court and stuff. But like my understanding is that the reason that women tend to get resources, quote unquote, tend to make off with some amount of funds after a divorce is because those women gave up the opportunity to work to help support their husband in his endeavors over the time they were married, and they are being rewarded with some amount of money for like the lost like for the time they gave up. They could have been earning money themselves, right? And so they're contributing to help him earn that money for both of them. And so that's kind of the idea behind it. It's not like everybody gets, I don't think every single woman who divorces any man is getting instantly like 90% of his shit or even 50% of his shit. I just don't think it's I just imagine it's not that simple. But maybe I'm wrong. Could be wrong about that, but
Could go wrong there.
74% or something of divorces are initiated by women. Men have everything to lose.
We've all heard that talking point, right? That women initiate all the divorces, but apparently it's like not even just it's also that, or it's not that they're like the ones ending the marriages, but they're the ones who are like filing the paperwork primarily.
Primarily their own children.
Men get killed by the courts and by divorce laws.
I had no idea that courts of family law were courts of equity, not courts of law.
Because in family court, you don't need evidence to accuse someone of abuse. You need no evidence.
No evidence. Wait. No evidence to accuse someone of abuse. Isn't that's what makes it like an allegation? What does she mean by that? Is there like a thing? Okay. Divorce court. No evidence for abuse accusation. It doesn't mean that it's going to be like you're going to be granted that, right? If there's no credible evidence supporting the accusations, your attorney may file a motion to dismiss the charges. Okay, that's like a law firm talking about this. All these law firms are saying like the best way to handle these things are to keep as calm as possible. Let your lawyer deal with it if you're being falsely accused of abuse. It sounds like, yeah, like it just seems like a really dumb thing to say. Like, yeah, you can be accused of anything without evidence, right? But like that doesn't mean that doesn't mean it's going to result in you actually being charged with that thing, or like that actually playing into the result of the case. Like those allegations can get dismissed. But okay.
When you guys say get married young, a lot of these men don't know what they're signing up for, and you're not going to be there when their entire life falls apart. I interview them on the other side.
Pearl will be there for them. Michael Knowles won't be there for you. When your wife leaves you, Michael Knowles isn't going to be there for you, but just Pearly Things is going to be there for you, okay?
My son until he was 15 months old.
How much did you spend trying to get him back?
On legal fees alone was about $200,000.
Before you know it, you're homeless. You're literally just thrown out onto the street.
We absolutely reinforce bad behavior from women.
Wives are taught.
I do want to say, I'm being a little mocking here, but I do want to say I do have empathy for a lot of these men, okay? Like I don't think I'm sure they're not all like terrible dudes who deserve like bad things happening to them. Just to be clear.
Taught to leave their husbands, and then daughters grow up without their fathers.
Family is the foundation of society.
There's a bunch of people twerking because you only end up twerking if your father's not around, right?
Every problem in society comes from single mother homes.
A lot of women will just chase this negative rabbit hole of happiness, endless happiness.
Feminism's
negative rabbit hole of happiness, endless happiness. Girls just want to have fun, right? And that's the problem. That's the big problem with society, is that girls just want to have fun.
Biggest failures is it lies to women. We tell women to date as many guys as possible. We tell them to put off family and a marriage.
You are allowed to leave your perfect husband. You are allowed to end a relationship with a really great boyfriend.
Oh, free shred.
What is what is wrong with this? What is wrong? Like, I understand that this can be disheartening, because there are people who see this and they're like, well, I don't want to be broken up with, you know? I'm a great guy. I don't want to be dumped. And it's like, okay, well, sometimes shit just doesn't work out. Like, and sometimes people have like guilt complexes about ending a relationship, and it's not good. Like, they're like, oh, I really don't want to be in this relationship. He's not like a bad guy. It's just not working. Like, that. I'm sorry. Like, that's I don't know, but breakups happen. Like,
You are allowed to end a relationship with a really...
Like, Pearl shares this like it's evil. Like, she's evil, like telling these women that they can leave these men. Is that a Jufro above your high hairline? I don't have a high hairline. It's not Jufro. I just have a big forehead.
The great boyfriend.
Oh, free shreds, have an abortion. What? You're evil.
I don't think...
What's evil about freezing your eggs? I mean, I guess a lot of people think abortion's evil or whatever, but
there's anything else in life that we actually ever go into preparing to fail.
Right.
Like, if you have the mentality of this is going to go wrong and be pessimistic, naturally the outcome is going to be that it's going to fail anyway.
Yeah.
It's self-sabotage.
I feel like they're talking about like prenups and shit. Like, oh, if you think you might need a prenup, if you think your marriage might fail, then it's gonna fail. Like, that's
the thing. Like, women are so willing to leave marriages because they're not happy. This is not about...
How dare they? These women, they just want to leave. They're just unhappy, and they want to be happy instead of being unhappy. It's disgusting. These these harlots that want to be happy. How dare they?
happiness. The most important thing is the children. And the problem is we have
but having children in a marriage, an unhappy marriage, is worse for them. Like, you don't want children to be raised in an unhappy marriage. It's so much worse. So much worse. Pearl Davis is broken. I know. Well, she's definitely broke, and that's probably why she is. And we're gonna get into the end of this video where it becomes very clear what she's doing here. Because I think that she has been running low on funds. Philip, good to see you, buddy. Appreciate you. Great to have you here. It is also good to see you as well, Gay Odyssey. All the extra money goes in a trust.
We have a modern society where it's me, my feelings, leave when I feel like it, instead of doing what's best for the kids.
Again, being miserable in a marriage is not good for the kids. You're not helping your kids if you're staying in a miserable marriage. Her hair and makeup look broke. Look at her ends. There's way better criticisms, way more meaningful criticisms to be had of Pearl Davis than her hair and makeup. Okay. Not saying it's like fantastic or anything, but the law no longer presumes mothers are better parents. The best interests of the child often dictate that children stay. She shares this like it's damning. Read this. Like, divorce for men. Why women get custody more often. The best interests of the child often dictate that children stay with mom. It literally says here that the law no longer presumes mothers are better parents. So the law is no longer biased towards mothers. And yet, the best interests of the child still make it more often, or make it, more often dictate that children stay with mom. So it's literally saying it's not, the courts are no longer like biased, but the objective measurements they use are still resulting in the children going to the moms more often. But she's like showing this like it's a damning stat. Pearl was married? I think so at one point, right? I don't know. I don't know her lore like that. She buys makeup at Walmart and returns it. It's getting bad. Maybe.
This myth that we live in an age of male privilege. Where's my male privilege?
They think, well, men.
Where's my male privilege? Where's mine? Why? Girls get to have fun. I want to have fun. It's not just girls who want to have fun. Ryan wants to have fun, okay? Where's my male privilege?
This myth that we live in an age of male privilege. Where's my male privilege?
They think, well, men have all the rights. They have all the power.
Privilege, patriarchy.
They don't. Okay, to be clear. Men don't have all the power. Men don't have all the rights. Some men do, right? It's intersectionality, okay? This intersections. There's class privileges that intersect with gender privileges, okay? It's really not, it's actually not that complicated. It can be like you can it's what's the word? There's a lot of depth to it, right? And a lot of breadth to it. But like it's not necessarily complex, right? Like the basic idea there that like things about your life can impact your experience of that life. Pearl has never been, okay, Michael comes in with the lore. Thank you, Michael. Good to see you. Michael confirms Pearl has never been married. Okay, now we know. Crab says, don't stats show that 80% of men who fight for custody actually win it? I believe that's the case. Yeah, I've heard that I've heard that talking point a lot. I haven't actually dug into it, so I want to echo it directly, but that aligns well with what I feel I understand. Yeah, something like that. Like a lot of men end up don't pushing for it. The patriarchy was a psyop. All these men are just doing stuff to win and appease a woman.
Patriarchal system that we have.
Why doesn't our society care about men's rights?
I have no friend.
Which rights? Which rights does society not care about? Because like the MRAs will always like they'll ask like questions about like abortions and be like, oh, how come men don't have an equivalent? And it's like, well, men don't have an equivalent. Like, they don't have a womb. It's already not equivalent. What do you mean? Ryan, have you dug into objectivism? Can I recommend a book on selfishness to you? You can recommend whatever you want. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I feel like I haven't dug into it. I'll say that. I haven't dug. Is that like Ayn Rand shit? Her objectivism? Is that the one you're referring to? Like the Randian objectivism? I don't actually know that much about it in depth. I know that it's her fault that BioShock happens, and I haven't actually played all of BioShock, so. Look at the suicide rates for men and women. You tell me if there's a problem. The attempted rates of, well, it's not attempted. What's the phrase? That is a better way to put it. That researchers frame it differently. It's suicidal behaviors are more common to end in death with men, but they are more prevalent in women, and it's because men tend to choose more extreme methods. And if you ask Andrew Wilson, it's just because, well, men are better at it. You know, they're just much more efficient at offing themselves, which is a pretty gross way to frame it if you're supposed to be a men's rights or on the side of men's rights. But yeah, I mean, I'm not saying this. I mean, obviously there are problems with this topic, right? There are problems with people feel like having suicidal ideations. Nobody's saying otherwise. But the disparity, first of all, is more nuanced. Again, because women do engage in more suicidal behaviors, or like, yeah. But again, men choose more violent means. Well, you say when it's over, it's over. But like, what it is more like it's just they choose those means, and in the moment that they feel that they want it to be over, they're acting on it with those means instead of other means. And with women, the means they choose tend to result in like an opportunity for that to pass, that feeling to pass, which is very common with people who attempt suicide. That feeling passes, right? Usually, whether they attempt it or not, that feeling tends to pass. Okay, you know, it's usually like in a very high emotional state, and it passes. But if you do something extreme, you're less likely to come out on the other side when it passes, or when it would have passed, right? Not saying otherwise. I'm not gaslighting men's mental health. You're gaslighting me and my audience right now by saying that I am doing that, because I'm explicitly saying that it is a problem. I'm not gaslighting. You're gaslighting. Gaslighter. Yeah.
Friends, no wife.
See, these guys, this is sad. These guys are saying they have no social life.
Men are.
They care about men's rights.
I have no friends, no wife, and no social life.
This is genuinely sad. This is not good. This does not help society. I don't want lonely men. I don't think it's based. I don't think it's epic. I don't think it's cool. Okay. It's not good. It's a problem. What I'm saying is that fucking Pearl is not helping. Pearl's not helping. Fresh and Fit's not helping. Whatever podcast is not helping. Andrew Wilson's not helping. Yeah, MGTOW. Yeah, there's like the MGTOW movement is not helping, right? Like, oh, we're Sigmas. We're men going our own way. We don't. Who needs a social life? Who needs a support network? Men find solutions for emotions as a problem is usually the cause when there's no solution, or when they feel there's no solution. There's a difference between there being no solution and a feeling of no solution, right? Important. People need community and support network. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely, Zach. Yeah. Yeah. And there are toxic support networks. Yes, exactly. Like the person we're watching right now sells a toxic support network.
Men are alone in this situation. Men are homeless. Men are thinking about eating guns.
I've seen so many men on the brink of suicide and they didn't do anything wrong. How are
that moment? Okay, so that line, can we play that again?
I've seen so many men on the brink of suicide and they didn't do anything wrong. How?
Like, such a weird sentiment. Such a weird thing to say. On the brink of suicide and they didn't do anything wrong. Of course they didn't. Nobody said. People don't become suicidal because they're bad people. Like, because they're guilty. Like, what the fuck, Pearl? Like, depression, isolation. These are the kinds of things that can lead people there. Not because they're guilty of something. It's that was the thing that like threw me off so hard, and I was like, oh, I want to cover this. I want to talk about this video. This is crazy. But it gets even worse and worse. Is that Rachel? We got Rachel Wilson here on the screen. I'm pretty sure that's Rachel Wilson. It is weird. Yeah, much love to Allie. Very divisive language, extremely divisive language, intentionally divisive language, I would argue.
How are you equal if the men are the ones that have to fight and die to defend the country?
Even though women also can fight, and women can also join the army, right? Maybe not as much on the front lines, but
men are the ones that build and maintain all the infrastructure.
Women are helplessly dependent upon men.
The so-called deaths of despair from suicide, overdose, or alcohol, 3 times higher among men than among women.
Culture is
it's true. And we just talked about that pretty extensively.
telling men, you are no good.
You got to get your act together.
I think men have failed themselves.
What kind of a man are you? What kind of a woman are you going to attract?
If men are in
like, those are hard questions and hard truths, but like, that's I mean, the advice of like, you know, look after yourself, take care of yourself, make sure that you are somebody who like people want to be around, women want to be around. Like, if you want women to be around you, then you might have to have some self-awareness and ask like why they don't want to be around you if that's what you're running into, right? Like, I'm sorry.
in trouble, so are women.
Everybody knows this is a huge problem, but nobody wants to admit it.
Every single woman. Everybody admits it. Everybody's willing to admit it. People won't shut up about it. Everybody's willing to talk about it.
And at the table said they wanted a man.
It's a huge problem, but nobody wants to admit it.
Every single woman at the table said they wanted a man.
500K,
500K,
300K,
300K,
200K.
Am I crazy?
I want a bitch that makes 500K. I'll say it. I want a bitch that makes 500K. Probably not going to find a girl that makes 500K. Okay. Probably not going to marry someone who makes 500K. Maybe. Who knows? But like, these women are not all holding off for some guy who makes $500,000. Okay. Like, if you meet someone and you like that person and they don't make $500,000, you're probably still going to like them. Yeah. Good to see you, Avoided Hornet. Welcome to the stream. It's just a bunch of fishermen screaming at the fish for not liking the bait they use instead of using a different bait. It's a good analogy. Good fishing analogy.
Everything is really set up against you to fail as a man.
If men make less than women, women don't want to marry them.
So you know who wants more economically and emotionally viable men? Women.
I don't want to be an independent woman.
Emotionally viable men? Women.
I don't want to be an independent woman anymore.
I don't want to be a strong, independent woman.
I'm over it.
When is it going to be my turn?
Where are we meeting the men that don't stop?
I can't keep having these same conversations.
The only
Like, are those women who have like some moral failing that their frustrations are their frustrations not valid like the men's are? Like, I can validate the men's frustrations, but it seems like Pearl is demonizing these women like it's their fault that they've been, or it's feminism's fault or something. Yeah, what up, Hornet? Uncle Tucker, the demon. He's not a demon. He's just a Russian shill.
Only simp here is you, Pearl. You simp for men.
I think you simp for women.
She's a provocateur. She says stupid stuff, but Pearl is right about this.
It's already happening. It's just not out in the open yet.
Now it's just hookup culture is going to be our fairy tale ending because men don't want a wife and women can't find a husband.
The future.
There is some truth. I mean, like, people talk about the like how women have the basically, like, women gatekeep sex and men gatekeep relationships. This is like the common framing of the dynamic that's going on, right? Like, men primarily are trying to get sex from women, and then when they do, they are less likely to actually want to stay in a relationship after that, right? Or be in a relationship with a woman after that. And that's kind of the frustrating dynamic that's going on.
Future, if everybody follows,
because men don't want a wife and women can't find a husband.
The future, if everybody follows your path, there is no future.
You're going to pop.
There's no future if we all follow whatever these women's path is.
The future.
If we follow their path, there's no future. You hear that? These ladies are destroying the future. Every single one of them. They're ruining America. Not Rachel. Rachel's saving us.
Sure.
By the way, I'm going to be debating Rachel in about 9 days, 11 days, 11 days from now. I'll be debating Rachel alongside Soy Pill, who tonight will be on Sarah's show. But we'll also be debating that on Sarah's show. We're going to be debating about the death penalty and whether or not it is a deterrent for crime. Truth is, Pearl doesn't realize that she is playing out the subconscious relationship she had with her father, and the perception of romantic relationships is embedded in her nervous system. Damn, that's real. That's real. And I won't have sex with someone I couldn't attempt to put up with for the next 18 years. That's probably a smart strategy, to be honest.
Everybody follows your path, there is no future.
You're going to population decline, and our economy goes into decline.
Civilization will.
Is this? I hear so much about the population stuff. Is it? Are we actually in danger of like population collapse? I've never been like, I've never seen like any strong supportive data that that's actually like a real thing that we need to be concerned about. I could be wrong. Maybe if we became like a hyper isolationist, like ended all immigration, and that might be a thing, but
will crumble.
The American story does not end well. This is an existential crisis, failing young men.
What's in it for men? What is in it for the boys? What's in it for the boys? Okay, someone tell me what's in it for the boys.
What up, guys?
All right, we're gonna now. Here's how we know. Oh, there it is. Yeah, see, Alex gets it. That's right. This is what they actually mean. They mean the white population is going down. That's right. Pearl, more like divorce, says Michelle. Good to see you, Michelle. Good to see you, Alex Schmidt. Well, so Michael told us earlier that Pearl has not been divorced. She's not been married, but maybe Michelle has different lore.
So the time has come where we are finally doing this divorce documentary. It's by far the biggest and most ambitious project I've ever embarked on, and I need your help. For every $1 you donate, you could potentially save an innocent man from losing hundreds of thousands in child support payments. Do you have a message that you want to send to your losing hundreds?
Wait.
For every $1 you donate,
It's like those it's like the commercials that ask you to donate to like feed a starving child, but it's to protect a divorced dad or to divorce a guy who's going through, not even a dad necessarily, just a guy going through a divorce, I guess. Oh, I just read the title. Yeah. I knew she dated a homeless guy with 2 kids. I don't know about that. Nah, it's bullshit. It takes about 60 years to have a population, only 2 years to double it. That checks out. We're in danger from the sense that we don't have enough young people to take care of the social program obligations to the boomer in real terms. Okay. So it's sort of a problem. That's what I'm taking away. Yeah, what up, Gay Odyssey? It's good to see you, buddy. I'm glad you're out here, Gay Odyssey. We'll de-radicalize you.
donate, you could potentially save an innocent man from losing hundreds of thousands in child support payments.
I'm sorry. What's the is it like Sarah McLachlan or whatever? Can I switch to this? Like, just imagine this playing while Pearl. Okay, wait. Let me skip. And it's hard at the end. You could, for just $1, you can save a man from divorce court from losing hundreds of thousands of dollars to his mean, bitchy wife. Okay. You're radical, Ryan. I am. That's true. But I'm radical in the cool way. You're radical in a not cool way, in like the cringe way. Am I getting yearly photos and updates of this divorce? Yeah, you get his Snapchat. The silent majority isn't always a good thing. That's also true. Maybe they're silent for a reason.
Do you have a message that you want to send to your ex-wife that you didn't get out in the divorce proceedings? Well, for $20,000, we'll include it in the documentary, a video message to your ex-wife. And if we raise...
Did you hear that? For $20,000, we will put a message to your spiteful, bitchy ex-wife in our documentary, okay? That'll show her. That'll show that disgusting bitch. I'm core MAGA. Yeah, that's what we were saying. Radical in the cringe way. Yeah. It's pretty rocky for MAGA right now. Yeah, defending the president, defying the Supreme Courts and shit. Yeah, it's probably pretty rough. Yeah, right? Right, Odyssey? Like, what's up with that? They don't think you should be allowed to get married, Odyssey. Ain't no way. There ain't a way, or there is a way. In fact, only $1 a day. That's less than I spend on coffee daily. Well, we're gonna come back to that. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind that you say that. It's a good point. I'm not anti-gay. Well, it doesn't matter if you're anti-gay. That's fine. Whether or not you're gay has nothing to do with whether or not the Republican Party is anti-gay, right? Like, it doesn't matter how you if you're like, oh, I personally, I love the Republicans. I just disavow their anti-gayness. Like, they don't give a shit about your disavow. They love tokenizing you for exactly that. But you do you, boo. Let's listen to Pearl Grift to get these for just $20,000. For only $20,000, you can leave a message to your ex-wife, something you didn't get to get out in divorce court. For only $20,000. Can you imagine how it's so easy? Only $20,000. That's all you need.
We'll include it in the documentary, a video message to your ex-wife. And if we raise $500,000, we actually can finish this documentary. If we raise $1 million, we can make it a Netflix level documentary.
Netflix level. It doesn't mean it'll be on Netflix. That just means it'll be like Netflix. It might be like Squid Game, but it'll be like Netflix. Things are good under Trump, if you say so, buddy. Only 20K. So I want to this is very funny. Don't get me wrong. This is very funny. But it's also very disturbing, okay? Because think about the kind of man who is ready to drop $20,000 on a Just Pearly Things documentary so that he can send a message to his ex-wife. Think about that man. Think about his state of mind. And you suddenly realize that this person, this pearly thing here, this pearly thing right here is a monster, dude. A fucking monster. Like, you are literally stealing from vulnerable, depressed men, and instead of offering them real support, real tangible support, you're offering them spite. You're offering them an opportunity to stick it in the face. You think that's going to make them feel better? You think if you listen, there's been times in my life where I have felt the urge to send a mean text to an ex, okay? I'm sure many of us have done this. I've never felt better about having done so. I've always felt better when I let that feeling pass. Every single time. Every single time. I've never felt better about sending some mean ass message when I was like feeling down, okay? The guys who, if a guy spends $20,000 and he's permanently on the record in Pearl's documentary for the rest of his life, his children will grow up and they'll see their father and his spiteful, hateful message towards his ex-wife in Pearl's documentary. It'll just be there forever, stapled into the internet. It'll be on the blockchain. It's gross. It's gross. It's evil. And Pearl is a bad person and should be shamed.
If you want to invest a significant amount in this, hit up justpearlythings@gmail.com for advertisements and profit sharing.
Don't do it. Do not give her your money. Give me your money. Let's talk about that.
Fizz in my cup, swimming good love. It was you at the club, miss your touch. Go again, baby, what's up? Nothing feels right, so let's mess up everything.